Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm going to be playing another round of my TBR game, Scrabble Picks My TBR. If this is your first time here, first of all, welcome. Secondly, I will link in the card up above a video in which I explain all the rules for my Scrabble TBR game. It is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, the words that I spell in Scrabble will act as my prompts for the month. First things first, how did I do last month? The books that I picked in last month's TBR were these four, plus Lady Susan by Jane Austen, and I'm happy to say that I did read all of these books, so that means I currently have 90 points. The goal is 150. At that point, I will be able to clear the board and start fresh. I do not have any books that I need to get on the TBR this month. I will say I'm in kind of a weird reading mood, and by that I mean I don't really know what I want to read. Usually I film the TBR picks and then, I look at the prompts, I pick out books that I want to read for each prompt, and I always feel really good about it. I always feel excited, like, yes, I know this is a book that I want to read this month. And this month it was so hard for me to decide what to put on the TBR because I don't know what I want. I'm just in a weird mood where, like, there's nothing in particular that's really calling to me right now, and so that's a little different for me. I don't know, I might give myself permission to swap for different books later in the month. I don't usually allow that, but maybe I'll be kinder to myself this month. I don't know. Let's just throw back to past Jackie to see what TBR prompts I got for this month. So this is what we had on the board at the end of last month, as well as the tiles still on my rack. I still have one special blank and one star tile I can use, so let's just get right into it. I have to draw 3 more letters, and this bag is getting really light. It's weird because before, I just had all the letters back in the bag at the beginning of every month, and now I have 10 words on the board. So yeah, let's just dive right in. W. A. G. So the first word that I'm going to spell is gold, and this has the double word score, so it'll be 12 points. And for this one, I'm going to read a book that has gold on the cover. I have a couple options in mind for this one. My first prompt was gold, and I actually have a decent amount of books with varying amounts of gold on them. I think I'm going to pick this one cautiously, because this is a book that I do really want to read. I'm gonna go with The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. This is a classic, which scares me a little bit, but I am excited to read it, and I need to read more classics. I made that video talking about the top 10 classics that I wanted to read, and I have not read a lot of the books from that list, so I think I need to, get to it, basically. This book has gold flowers on it and also gold edges. It is a really pretty edition. I am excited to read this book, so I'm hoping I will be able to get to it in the month of August. I don't know a whole lot about the plot of this, but I have heard that this book deals with feminist themes in a way that is pleasantly surprising for the 1800s, and I've heard people say that Anne Bronte is actually their favorite Bronte sister. I've heard quite a few people say that, so maybe I'll read this book, love it, and Anne will become my favorite Bronte sister. We'll see. Hopefully in August I will read this. That's the first book on the TBR. Tentatively the first book. Hopefully I'm making a good choice. A. be. Oh. I think I'm going to use the special blank, which is worth 3 points, because I still have an ordinary blank, so I can still use that next month if I don't get enough points this month. But it would be a shame to let the special blank go to waste. And so for this, I'm going to spell woman and read a book. It could be a book by a woman. It could be a book with a woman on the cover. It could be a book with woman in the title. You know, a lot of thrillers have the word woman in the title. So I have a lot of different ways that I could go. Now I have to do math. Okay. So this is a double letter score. So that's 8, 9. Oh, and then this is on the double letter score. So 6. So we're at 15, 16, 17. So 17 points. If I can do basic math. 17 points for the word woman. My next prompt was woman, and really, I had no shortage of choices for this one. I read mostly books written by women anyways. I decided that for this prompt, I'm going to pick The Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. I was hoping to read an Agatha Christie book this month. I think her mysteries are really fun and they're easy for me to read, so it shouldn't take me that long at all. And I decided to pick this one because, first of all, I just bought some of this edition and I'm obsessed with it. I think the covers are absolutely gorgeous. And secondly, this works in more than one way for the prompt because this is the first Miss Marple mystery. So not only is the author of this book a woman, but the main character is also a woman. It says on the back of the book, Miss Marple encounters a compelling murder mystery in St. Mary Mead, where under the seemingly peaceful exterior of an English country village lurks intrigue, guilt, deception, and death. Colonel Prothero, local magistrate and overbearing landowner, is the most detested man in the village. Everyone, even the vicar, wishes he were dead. And very soon he is, shot in the head in the vicar's own study. Faced with a surfeit of suspects, only the astute Miss Marple can unravel the tangled web of clues that will lead to the unmasking of the killer. It also says, no place, holy or otherwise, is a sanctuary from homicide. I think that sounds really good. So that's going to be the next book on my TBR. T. Oh, yes. I almost dropped it. F. All right. So, my first thought was fast and read a fast-paced book. Are there any special tiles here? No. So that one's not worth a whole lot of points. That'll be 7 total. That's actually not so bad, I guess. Next, for the prompt fast, I wanted to pick a fast-paced book. I Googled fast-paced mystery thriller recommendations, and really nothing was catching my eye in the list of articles that I found. So ultimately what I decided to do is I picked some books from my Goodreads TBR, and I searched the Goodreads reviews to see how many people described the book as fast-paced, and then I just picked one of the books that multiple reviews referred to as being a fast-paced book. I don't know if I explained that in a way that makes any sense at all. Was that articulate? Do you get what I'm saying? Anyways, what I ended up selecting for this prompt was The Passengers by John Marrs. This is a thriller that takes place in the same futuristic Britain as John Marrs's other book, The One, and basically the premise of this book is that these self-driving cars have been tampered with so that they are now speeding with people inside towards certain death. And then the British public is being forced to vote to decide which of these people trapped in these cars should live and who should die. I think this book will definitely probably be a commentary on reality television and the empathy or lack thereof in modern society. I believe the detective involved in solving this case is also a main part of the book. I recently watched a vlog where someone read this book and they said they really enjoyed it, so hopefully I will really enjoy it as well. And hey, maybe you could also say it fits the fast prompt because they're trapped in these speeding cars. The cars are fast. It works, right? It works. So that's going to be the next book on my August TBR. Z. Our very good friend, Z. E. I could spell big, but I think I'll be kind to myself and not do that. I won't put myself through that this month. Okay. Here's one that I thought of. Verb. Read a book with a verb in the title. That's 8 points. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there should be plenty of options for that, so I can decide really to read any kind of genre that I want. I feel like there should be plenty of options. Then we have a book with a verb in the title. I am cautiously going with The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. To disappear, that's a verb. I know my mom read this book and she really enjoyed it, so she would like me to read it as well. The only issue is that I had to put this book on hold at the library because somebody already has it checked out, so hopefully I will get it in time. If I'm not able to get my hands on the book before the end of August, then I reserve the right to switch out this prompt for a different book. This is a mystery thriller dealing with the disappearance of a teenage mother. I don't know a whole lot about this book, but like I said, I know my mom read it and she thought it was good, so I'll have to see what I think. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on a copy before the end of the month. If not, I'll pick a different book for this prompt. D. Oh, I got 2 in my hand in one go. This one's upside down. U. And E. All right. I think I just had a stroke of genius because there are 2 books where I think I would like to read one of them this month. This may not make sense because I'm speaking in veiled terms, so as not to give too much away. So, there was a word that I could spell here, which would make it easy for me to read one of the books that I was thinking about reading, right? But the word would not have been worth that many points. However, I realized that I can do this and spell the same word that I would have spelled here, duo. Except now, because of is also a word, it's worth even more points, and I get the triple word score. I don't know if I've ever been as proud of myself playing this game as I am right now. So, does that mean both of these got the triple word score? Yeah, I think so. Wow, look at me killing it. So of, which will be 5 times 3 is 15, plus then 4 times 3, which is another 12. Are you guys as impressed with myself as I am right now? That was a stroke of genius. So now I get to read one of the books that I was hoping to read, because both of these books that I was considering reading this month feature a duo, and I get more points than I would have had I spelled it in the other spot. Go me. You know, go me, honestly. All right. I'm actually really proud of myself for this one. Now I have of and duo. And there were 2 books that I was considering reading in August, hoping maybe I could get on the TBR. One was Partners in Crime by Agatha Christie, which I did not end up picking. And that has a duo, Tommy and Tuppence. However, I went with the other choice that I was thinking of. And I just want you out there, take a minute. When you think of duos, who is the first duo that comes to your mind? Because I think one of the most iconic duos in all of literature gotta be Holmes and Watson. So for this prompt, I'm going to read the next Sherlock Holmes story I have to read, which is the short story collection, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So it actually works for both prompts because not only does it feature a duo, but it has of in the title. Could this be any more perfect? Honestly. The short stories in this collection are A Scandal in Bohemia, The Red-Headed League, A Case of Identity, The Boscombe Valley Mystery, The 5 Orange Pips, The Man with the Twisted Lip, The Adventure of the Blue Carbuncle, The Adventure of the Speckled Band, The Adventure of the Engineer's Thumb, The Adventure of the Noble Bachelor, The Adventure of the Barrel Coronet, and The Adventure of the Copper Beeches. So I will be reading The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes for these 2 prompts. Honestly, this could not have gone more perfectly. I totally just maximized my points by spelling both of these words and somehow managed to fit both of them into one book that I already wanted to read anyways. Maybe I should this should be my last Scrabble TBR ever, because I don't think I'll ever be able to top this. I'm just kidding. Scrabble TBR will be back for September, but I'm just saying, I mean, not to toot my own horn too much, but I think, this was just worked out perfectly with this final prompt choice. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how this one went. I will also mention that if I am able to successfully complete all these prompts this month, I will have 161 points. So my thinking with of and duo literally could make the difference between me winning this round or having to go another month with the same board. So hopefully I can pull this off. So this is what we have on the board now. These are the letters that I have left. I am so proud of myself for this. Honestly, I still haven't gotten over it yet. That was a stroke of genius. Wow. That is it for this month's Scrabble TBR prompts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every single Wednesday and Sunday. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a satisfying rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.